Hey fam, I'm gonna actually be transparent. Not like I'm not normally, but I'm gonna be really transparent for a moment. One of my biggest struggles is letting go of bitterness. I guess it's hard for me because I'm not the kind of person that goes around doing things to harm people or doing things that will cause someone else drama. So it's kind of hard for me to be able to process, to stomach, and to get past, over, and through when someone does something to me. But what it ends up is that I end up holding on to bitterness, which is not helpful for me. For the next couple of vlog sessions, I'm going to do a brief series called Bitter or Better. And actually, I did a sermon entitled Bitter or Better a few years back, but that's what our series is going to be for the next few vlog sessions, Bitter or Better. Hebrews 12:15-17 in the Message version says, "Work at getting along with each other and with God. Otherwise, you'll never get so much as a glimpse of God. Make sure no one gets left out of God's generosity. Keep a sharp eye out for weeds of bitter discontent. A thistle or two gone to seed can ruin a whole garden in no time. Watch out for the Esau syndrome, trading away God's lifelong gift in order to satisfy a short-term appetite. You well know how Esau later regretted that impulsive act and wanted God's blessing, but by then it was too late. Tears or no tears." For those of you who may not be familiar with the Esau story, Esau came in famished from a hunt, and his brother Jacob, who is a trickster, convinced him to give over his birthright for a bowl of stew that Jacob had made. So he traded over his whole birthright, which is his inheritance, for a bowl of stew. And then when he realized what Jacob had done, then he was angry at Jacob and bitter and wanted to kill him, though he was the one who made that impulsive decision. So the regret behind it that caused him to therefore afterwards to be so angry at his brother, to pursue his brother and to try to end his brother's life. That's the effect that bitterness has on us. When we do not confront and deal with what is making us bitter, what it does, it begins to poison us. So the first step to becoming better instead of bitter is to identify why you're bitter. What was it that made you bitter? Because if you don't stop and define what it is, then you just have this amorphous anger, this overwhelming feeling of being miserable and being discontented with life. But when you begin to define it, what you do is you begin to put boundaries and limits on it. Once you've defined something, you've named it, it gives you a power and control over it. If you think about it, once someone knows your name, anytime they call your name, they have your momentary attention. You stop. You hear your name in the street, you stop and you turn around. That little bit of control allows you to begin to get a handle on your bitterness. So once you define and name what it is that makes you bitter, you begin to get the control over it. So that's our first step for this week. Examine, pray, ask God to reveal what it is that you're really bitter about. Who are you bitter towards? Do you have a right to be bitter? Well, that's our assignment for this week. I'm hoping that the first step is helping someone else beside myself begin this battle against bitterness. Take care.